It's December of 2024. Simplera Sync is out in soft launch in 5 European countries with 780G. Regular Simplera out in 15 with the inPen. Sync has already been submitted to the FDA. And so what's my verdict on the Simplera after using it? It's quite simple. They're starting to catch up. Let's start with the good. If you look vertically, this is without a doubt the biggest upgrade to Medtronic CGM in history. If you're on Guardian 4 now and you can get your hands on Simplera, stop watching this and run. I made it no secret how terrible Guardian 4 was for people, from being incredibly inaccessible for people with physical disabilities. It's a two-hands job, but honestly, even that was tricky. Simplera is simple. Works like Libre or Dexcom. Simple, one-hand click, and you're done. My Simplera unboxing and insertion video is up here. You can watch it at the end, and remember to subscribe if you want more videos about diabetes tech from your Camille. I found accuracy to be good overall, but really struggled with consistency. Now, I do think that this is just because of the bleeder that I had. Wouldn't say this is a sensor problem. I did decide to calibrate on day 1, which made it better, but I had one episode where it was widely off. The sensor itself is great. The rounded square edge design makes it super sticky, and the adhesive is probably the best I have ever used. I wore it for way longer than 10 days, and it wasn't peeling at all, even after a long spin class and swim workout. The wearable itself is just superb. Now, a few things that I didn't enjoy that really need some work. Simplera was a really impressive piece of tech when it was first previewed a few years ago. Now, if you compare it horizontally to its fellow competitors, it lacks in few key areas. It was actually tricky for me to test it because those 7 days just flew by. 10 or 15 days is today's standard. It should be said Medtronic offers a 7-day infusion set, so you could argue you can change both at the same time. I think from a practical experience, you only need one leaky set or inaccurate Simplera to fail off that schedule, and it's no longer a benefit. So if on paper, this sounds great, but in practice, if something bad happens, it's no longer a benefit. 2-hour warm-up is also very long. I'm mindful that most people watching this will be upgrading from G4, so it's the same warm-up time as with the G4. Simplera Sync works with Medtronic 780G, and my verdict here is quite simple. Upgrade now. 150% upgrade now. I don't see a single reason why you wouldn't upgrade if you're using Medtronic 780G. Simplera with inPen, upgrade too. inPen is fantastic with Guardian, and with the all-in-one wearable of the Simplera, it's just so much better. But Simplera as a standalone CGM, my verdict is no. No standalone receiver for kids or people who do not have a compatible smartphone, in my opinion, is a big deal. The standalone app is poor. It provides critical alarms when your phone battery hits 21%, which caused me significant alarm fatigue during my testing. This battery notification needs to be optional. I know Medtronic is watching, and this needs to be done ASAP. If you've been following my spin class Simplera reviews on Instagram, you know just how irritating this has been for me every single evening. The design of the app is quite old-fashioned. On the flip side, I do love the watch app. I think the watch app is great. I love the horizontal view with glucose on one side and the graph on the right. It's just a bit of a shame because the wearable is phenomenal. It just feels like the standalone option was an afterthought after it was integrated with 780G, and the digital experience is such a tangible result of that. It's also such a shame not to see any real food intelligence, which was promised by the Nutrimo app and Clue acquisitions. Put it simply, they're catching up. They're starting to catch up. It's a very positive start, but it is a start. The physical design is great. Based on my experience, it can easily last 15 days, if not longer. Medtronic needs to be really aggressive with really extending this design to at least 14 or 15 days. 780G is a fantastic product, and upgrading to Simplera will make the worst part of the whole system much, much better. It's a very good upgrade for people on MDI too, with the inPen makes it so much easier. And if you're looking for a standalone CGM, well, do watch some of my other videos about CGMs on the channel. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about my experience or thoughts on Simplera, let me know down below. Subscribe, like and share with people who might find this interesting. Thank you for watching, and be kind to one another. Immobilities. Mm-hmm. Like doing this on your own, actually, arthritis or something. Yeah. I'm just, yeah.
And even just doing it, like, I couldn't imagine doing that one-handed. Like, I remember the Dexcom G5, which was also really hard to do on your arm. Yeah. And I feel like that was even easier than that.
Yeah. There you go.
Simplera's out in July. Thank you, guys.
Actually, it's actually in my cupboard.
Oh, no,